Hello, Sonic. Do you read me? I'll be your navigator. Hello, Sonic. Do you read me? Even just a single ring is enough to keep you safe when you take damage. Those are white wisps. They give you boost energy. Rescue them to fill up your boost gauge. Jump button for a short jump. Press and hold the jump button long. That'll take you higher than a regular old jump. If you see a lock-on cursor appear in mid-jump, hit for a homing attack. Press the jump button at the lock-on cursor sweet spot to get a boost. The boost button for a boost. The gauge at the lower left has to have energy to use it, though. When boosting, you'll collect nearby rings as well. You can get across here using the homing attack. Once you see the lock-on cursor, hit the jump button. You got park tokens! Spend park tokens in the options satellite on customization. Grind. Move left or right while grinding to switch rails. Dash rings give you a speed boost. Rainbow dash rings also give you a bump. Woohoo! You got spin park token. Dash rings give you press the jump button again when you're in the air, and you'll do a double jump.
to hear his own lips flap, but I gotta hand it to the Eggster. This place is epic. Everyone and their brother is gonna want to come here.
No doubt, but now I'm not sure why we're here. This place looks totally harmless.
Because Eggman plus secretly built amusement park equals evil plot for us to foil. Lucky for us, he's not very good at keeping things hidden.
True, it would be pretty hard to miss a giant floating space amusement park surrounded by planets. Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
Wow! Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place has taken beauty to the next level. I'm just surprised that it was so easy to sneak in here.
I wouldn't say it was that easy.
Hello, happy people! Buckle up as Eggman's ultra-accelerating space elevator whisks you to an interplanetary wonderland of fun!
I can't believe somebody was dumb enough to leave the keys in this thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Oh man, this thing's got crazy fast acceleration.
You call this fast?
This amusement park has been constructed entirely out of a sense of remorse for my past transgressions, and is in no way associated with any sort of evil plot or premeditated misdeeds.
Well, that's a relief.
Just thinking about it makes my head feel like it wants to. Huh?
Little aliens!
Your voice chip is stuck on cowboy again. Stop talking and net those aliens.
Come on here, you little varmints! Come back here! I'm gonna get you! Come here!
I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm sure of what I'm gonna do.
Huh?
Hey, what's going on? Huh? Whoa!
Now you're in quick step mode. Move left and right to dodge obstacles. Form to the cyan whip. Super fast laser form. In laser form, prisms and optical cable open up new routes. Hit the crouch button while running. It's perfect for getting under tight spaces. also hit the crouch button while you're for a stomp attack. If you fall, I can save you. Don't fall. There's nothing to land on down there. You can break through that platform with a stomp attack. Now you're in quick step. Move left and right to jump. Change forms with the cyan with a super fast laser form. In laser form, prisms and optical. also hit for a stomp attack. Don't fall. There's nothing to land on down here. You can break through that platform with a stomp attack. Thermostatic capacitor to the maximizing modulationizer. I wish I knew what you were saying, little guy, or gal, or whatever you are.
Oh man, that was crazy!
Oh, I was reconfiguring my handheld into a translator so I can understand this guy. Did you go somewhere?
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with, like, some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds, they'd pop out of me.
I find that hard to believe.
Huh? Okay, seriously? We need to find Eggman and figure out how catching these aliens fits into whatever heinous plan he's hatching.
And wreck that plan, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how we spend our time.
on my way!
the tropical resort. There. Next stop, the tropical resort. There, you'll find breathtaking views from our giant Ferris wheel. Amazing deals.
"23, 24, 25. Ah, not nearly enough aliens.
Want us to get more?
No, I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake.
That'll be easier. Cheeseburgers don't run as fast as them little alien varmints.
Idiot, get me more aliens.
Y'all want fries with that? I reckon that hurt a bit. Wait a minute, I need to go over yonder. Sorry.
Precious little aliens. I'll harness their hyper-go-on power, and then nothing will stop me. I know I say that every time, but this time, really, nothing will stop me.
Moss?
What? Sonic!
Who you calling nothing?
He means since the boss said nothing will stop me, and Sonic here is going to stop him, it's like the boss was calling Sonic nothing.
Great! I thought nobody would get that.
Fine. You're so smart, robot. You take care of this mess. Release the big boy. At least I know he won't screw it up. Hasta la bye-bye, suckers!
Guess it's time for me to start stopping.
I get it.
Its weak point is its face. There in the middle, use the platforms to get closer. Tighten this last bolt. Oh, there you are. Where'd you run off to?
I did a little shopping, grabbed a bite to eat, and trashed a giant killer robot.
Oh, really? And they've got shopping here, too?
This place has everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's done. It's in binary code, so only I can read it. Okay, ask away.
Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Okay, he says his name is Talks a Lot, and he's from a faraway soda, and where flowers water them with dances.
Yeah, I think your machine still has some bugs.
Yeah, I think I can figure this out, though. Okay, he said his name is Yacker. He's from a race of beings called wisps.
Wisps?
No, wisps, with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Oh, sure. So anyway, they're either being used for their magical powers by an evil man, or to make underwear to be worn by Sally. I just hear save them, over and over.
When I was running around trashing robots, I saw a map that had a couple of interesting places. I think I'll go check them out, and maybe save some aliens.
The boss man said to wrangle every piece of this mess. When you consider what we're doing from a robot's point of view, it's actually pretty gruesome.
Don't think about it.
If you say so.
I'm missing an arm. Have you got an arm?
No, but really, how much can it matter?
I guess it can't matter much.
Next stop, the tropical resort. Next stop, the sweet mountain. Next stop, the sweet mountain.
Change forms with a yellow wisp. To drill through soft, you can boost and but your power gauge will drain quicker.
Next up, the sweet. ride, but be careful. The seat can be sticky.
If I was an alien in need of saving, where would I be? Experience has taught me to investigate anything that glows. Experience has also taught me that the best way to solve problems is to kick robot butt.
Visitors are cautioned to avoid feeding, petting, or saving any aliens.
Excuse me, giant killer robot? You want to do this the hard way or the easy way? Somehow I knew you'd say that. Let's dance.
Only just starting. Don't let him pressure you. Stay cool. This guy isn't gonna show himself until you take care. There's a switch in the back. Break it to stop the ship's function. Pressure you. Stay cool, then attack. pressure you. Stay cool, then...
Hey, Tails, you missed the BBBE.
Huh?
Best boss beating ever. So, has Yacker given you any more information or limericks or whatever it is he's spouting?
Well, first, remember, this translation stuff isn't 100%.
Trust me, I remember.
So anyway, these aliens are made up of a really powerful energy source called hyper-go-ons. It's inside of them.
Like a battery?
No. Well, sort of. It's their life source. You only got a taste of it. Look at what happened. Battery is sort of an understatement. Funny thing, it was first translating as horrible body odor. Anyway, it seems an evil man, and you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy Nosehair! That's the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember that one.
I know, I've already written it down. Anyway, he's draining them of their power, all their power, and using it for an evil aquatic mammal? An evil dolphin? No, a porpoise. Oh, an evil purpose.
That's good intel. Keep working on it.
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNosehair, of course. I'm totally calling him McNosehair.
Next stop, the Sweet Mountain. Enjoying our candy paradise is the perfect way to celebrate your next birthday, or to avoid reaching it. Next stop, the Sweet Mountain. Next stop, the Starlight. Next stop, the Tropical Resort.